The following content isn't intended for viewers under the age of 13.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now we're reviewing Magic Square MS-B28 Tape Team, who basically are essentially Buzzsaw, Ratbat, Ravage, and Frenzy. Do they have official names? Yes, they do. Let me look at the instructions, which are crappy. Through a weird turn of events, I thought I was ordering the blue Soundwave voice ripple from Chosen Prime. Like the listing looked like that's what I was ordering. But then when it said it was coming, I looked and it said Tape Team, and I'm like, what? And I had no pre-order. I thought it was some type of mishap. I wanted them anyway, so it's good that this happened because it forced my hand, I guess. But that wasn't my original intention. The way it looked on the website was totally different. But Ravage is Damage, Buzzsaw is Sawbird, Frenzy is Berserker, and Ratbat is Raybat. And these instructions don't show you everything. Like the guns should be there, they don't even show you that. They don't show you how to transform the guns. They don't show you that the guns go in the hands. It's something else they don't show you on here, but yeah. Hopefully I can show you. Oh yeah, I know what they don't show you. This little piece right here. If you have Masterpiece Soundwave, you'll recognize this as Soundwave's little hand blaster. Now Masterpiece is painted silver. Right here we see it's just purple. They also come with 4 little strong magnets. My friend Partsformer tells me that these are supposed to attach to these guys. I have no idea how. Like this is separate, but it's so strong that they stick together in this one little loop. Oh man, I'm gonna have to find that. You also get this credit card quality collector's card. And here are all the various people's stats. The blue Rumble Frenzy is up there. That's the red and black one. Then it's Ravage, Laserbeak, Buzzsaw, Ratbat, and the little drone that they use for one episode. Packaging looks like this, and this on the back right there. Soundwave looking off into the distance, sending his kids out. Ages 16 and up, so this ain't for kids, by the way. To let you see, these things are tiny. Here is the Siege Rumble right here. And it is way bigger. Now, some of these things, they're all across the board. They're basically just robots that fold up into a rectangular box shape. Rumble is like really thick, and I think Laserbeak may be the thinnest. But yeah, that's what you're working with right there. And you get these 2 extra accessories for Frenzy. I know y'all are gonna drive me crazy in the comments. I call this Rumble because officially that's what it say on the packaging, and I just like to do that. This is unofficial. It looks super cartoon accurate, and on a cartoon his name was Frenzy, so I'm calling him Frenzy. I know I'm weird. Through a complete jerk move in my opinion, their Sound Blaster variant comes with Laserbeak. I think that thing should have come with Ratbat, or it should have come with the little drone guy, because Laserbeak is essential, but they did that on purpose so you would buy it. But anyway, to transform this guy, it's pretty much just like the Masterpiece. Rotate these things on the back. Flip up the wings. Bring them down this way. They leave you a little groove right here that you can slide your fingernail through to get at the head. Bring that up. And then the legs / feet are right here. They can come in that much right there, but basically here's what you're working with. A lot of good detail on something that's this freaking tiny. Here is the Siege version of Laserbeak next to this. this thing has, well, besides the neck joint right there, this thing has more articulation than that Laserbeak right there, because the wings can come forward, they can fold in like this. His head can still do this, but the neck doesn't bend. He can look up that much. The wings, depending on how you do this, can swing up like that. You have to do it like this first, swing it up like that, and yeah. Cool little robot. It unfortunately doesn't have any gun details, so you have to pretend that's there. There's no little tiny guns. Ratbat, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, you could rewind if you weren't paying attention. Ratbat and Laserbeak are the only ones that has any type of tape detail on either side of the thing. But here he is. Transform this. We need to lift that up. Lift this up. Bring this little thruster thing down. Right, that, like that. Lift this up. And totally on this side. So it transformed just like the Masterpiece. The Masterpiece would have been a better comparison for me to be doing in this video, but they're in another room and I don't feel like it. There is always Google, and there's always somebody else who does reviews who will do this. I'm pretty sure that's probably already happened. There's probably comparisons online already. But here is Ratbat. Very similar to the Masterpiece, like I was saying. Articulation. I can't get this to come forward and bend forward, but it bends back like that. The wing has 2 points right here, but unfortunately when you use that, you bring the thruster out. I mean, this is how they have it transformed, but I don't like the thrusters being out like that. So what I do is leave it here so they can be like that. The thrusters go only left and right, they don't come out. And the feet can go back or they can come forward, one at a time or both at the same time. There's no type of neck articulation. The eyes are painted, and I desperately wish I could put Decepticon logos on these things, but this thing is freaking tiny. I don't even know if they make repro labels that freaking small, but yeah. There you are with that. Hollowness on the back right here. Unfortunate. That's about the only bad thing I can say about this. Savage. If you watched the Bumblebee movie, you could see that Ravage was transformed inside a Soundwave, something like this. It didn't look like anything. It just looked like folded up legs inside of his chest. But there you are with this. Transforming this. I'm trying to think, does this... No, it doesn't peg in anywhere. So it's just reliant on the friction in that hinge right there. Rotate the leg like that. Rotate that. Bring it forward. These, you need to bring that out. I'm gonna hinge this back like that. Give them appropriate animal hind legs. Move this right here. And this is not pinned together, so this can separate. The joints on these pieces are pretty stiff, pretty tight. And since it's so small, that makes it a little bit difficult to handle these things a little bit. And lastly, he has a little tail down here that can go all the way up like that, but I'm gonna have it sticking straight out. But I don't know. This is kind of my least favorite. I'm starting to like it more, messing with it right now. But it's just looks like he's mostly legs. And I wish the body could elongate or something, because it just looks stumpy and stubby. The legs are so thick. Kind of looks like a gorilla with a cat head. But the cat head is on a ball joint. And with all these leg movements, It is crazy posable, as you can see. The ball joint right here has a lot of range for that. It has double hinge elbow right there, plus the paw can bend right here. Double hinge knee joints back here on the rear legs. And let me see how this is supposed to be officially. This is supposed to be down officially, but they move with them. In the original Ravage toy, the missiles were like on the side of the leg. But yeah, and it has this hinge on the back, so it can crunch back more than it can crunch forward, to be honest. This ball joint can make it move left and right a little bit, and of course it can turn. So if you have a lot of patience, you can get him into some type of decent pose. And here it is next to Siege's Ravage. So it is tiny, but I like the articulation. If the body wasn't so oddly shaped, it would be awesome. It doesn't have any articulation in the rear paws. It'll be crazy awesome looking, but you can get it in the good poses, which is good. But it is definitely better looking than this and more fun to mess with than this thing. Lastly, my favorite of the bunch, the guy I've been calling Frenzy. Looks like this. Looks like some type of misshapen cube. The weapons actually store right here on the back of his feet. You have to pull them off. They are scary tiny. When you mess with this thing, make sure you're doing it on a table or a counter, and do not sneeze. He actually does peg together. The arms peg into the legs, but the body folds in half, just like Ravage. Basically, it's super easy to figure them out. Bring them down, make sure that's in the front, and then rotate the foot in the front. Bring this down, make sure that's in the front, rotate the foot. The arms transform similar to the G1 toy. Bring them down and around, and then rotate the head. Let me let you see. The head is on a ball joint that bends this way. It is very tiny, very tight, so that is definitely scary. But this thing is crazy posable for something this freaking tiny. Let me transform Rumble. Alright, look how tiny this dude is. Here is Siege Rumble and Generation Select Frenzy right there. So he tiny, yo. Very tiny, but very capable. Depending on how you look at this head, it kind of looks like he has a smirky smile, or maybe he's yelling, but I like it. I see they kind of oversprayed the nose now that I zoomed all the way in. Before I zoomed all the way in, this thing is so small I couldn't even notice that. Here's what this is looking like back here. Here's all that. Most of the detail is on the front. But the head, not too much wiggle, but it can go all the way back. Be careful, that peg is small. It is scary. The shoulders do just like the G1 toy. They can go up and down. And of course, since it's on a ball joint, it does what ball joints do. A lot of range you see there. Elbows bend slightly more than 90 degrees on that ball joint. Nothing in the wrist. I don't know if they could have made a joint that small. But then again, looking at the head, his fist is about the same size as his head. They could have, but that would have been more risk on him. Waist swivel. Waist swivel is kind of off center because the mushroom peg is more towards the back. It has a backwards ab crunch. The legs, they don't look like it because of the way it's designed, but they kick all the way 90 degrees. They don't go out to the side 90 degrees. And you don't really need this swivel right there on the ball, because you have the swivel on the knee, you have this outward motion that you're not going to use. And it has a ball joint down here with a cutout, so you get excellent ankle pivot and a foot rotates. So I love it. His little tiny guns that you're going to lose. There's a tiny cutout right here. You're going to need fingernails to mess with this. You slide this down. Come on. It's so tiny. Once you get it going, you can do that. I'm probably sure that you're going to rip that off, but that's how you get the gun out. Man, it would start raining. I'm filming this on 4th of July, by the way. But basically, you put this little peg into his back hole right there, and you get that over the shoulder like that. And here are both of them on. Awesome. I wish the bigger figures had this, but they don't. And as you could imagine, you can place these in his hands. So yay, he has guns. I love little posable action figures, so you know I'm in heaven. I ordered the Soundwave because the blue Soundwave because he came with the blue cassette dude, which I'm gonna call Rumble, and I'm just happy to even have this because he is freaking awesome. And this isn't all. You may have noticed that he does come with the little pile drivers. To get him prepped for the pile drivers, we need the arms into this orientation right here. And be careful with these guns. The pegs are small and they worry me. But here is the pile driver thing right here. This actually even extends. Isn't that awesome? I'm gonna extend it on both of them. Here's the detail. To know the correct way to do this, he has the little notch on the back, so you know this one needs to go on this side because it needs to accommodate for the little notch. But now here he is with both of these on. And this can actually go up in there that much before bumping into his hand. So you can pose him all types of ways with these things on. Isn't that great? For more size comparison, here are my New Age Goldbug and Cosmos, whatever their fake names are. So that's about right. Here is my New Age, or one of my New Age Insecticons. I think that's about right. New Age Jazz, Magic Square Light of Justice Freedom, I don't remember, but Optimus Prime. And look, that little gun for Soundwave actually pegs it to his hand. And here is my, what are these things called? Hot Soldiers Soundwave right there. So there's what you're working with them. I think the Magic Square is going to be around this height. And this is the little laser beak he comes with. So yeah, this Magic Square way more impressive than this right there. The face doesn't even look like a bird on this. I have a review for everything that I compared it with. Search on YouTube Tman978 and put in the character's name and what company I said it was. I should have the things tagged right where you can find it even if you don't use their fake names. For other stuff you might have laying around, here is a Micromaster. Here is a deluxe class robot right there. Here is a Voyager class robot right there. So, yeah, there you are. It's probably apparent that I really like these things. I like them. These are serviceable. They were never ever interesting in any version you get them in. Maybe those bigger ones that are shaped, that I think that's DX9. The big huge laser beaks, they look to be interesting. This one's cool. I like his posability, but you heard what I said. But I absolutely love this guy right there. So I'm definitely happy about that. Stay tuned sometime this week, hopefully, because I ordered with Nate's Toys and Collectibles to get the correct thing that I wanted, Soundwave, and it went from China to New York like in 2 days, so it should be here this week. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Click the videos, click the videos, baby, click the videos. You should really click these videos, click the videos, click those videos, baby, click the videos. You really should click those videos, click that shit.